This station is going to address the topic of connected educators. One of the things that we want to expose you to today and talk more about is the fact that in today's world, we as teachers really have no choice but to be connected to the outside world to offer our students access to experts, access to the latest and greatest information. The days of you being the only resource of information that your students have are really gone. So this station, we're going to investigate some possibilities and some resources that you have. Connecting your students to the world really is, we talk about removing the walls of your classroom. If you can do that, you will be able to apply what you teach to real world situations. You'll be able to show your students how your content is going to be used in the real world. You'll be able to connect your students to current events that are going on around them that might relate to what you are teaching, so they can apply their knowledge to things that are really happening. You'll also be able to offer your students a chance to consider varying opinions, varying viewpoints, and allow them to formulate their own opinions and their own viewpoints and really think critically about things that are going on outside of your classroom. We also want to give our students the opportunity to contribute, not just to be consumers of information, but to thoughtfully contribute and to share their ideas with the world. Some ideas and examples of ways that your students might be connected through the use of technology that we offer in GISD. You can bring experts into your classroom. Some examples of this at Granbury High School in Priscilla Lumbreras' science class. She brought a scientist in from England because her students challenged her one day and said, why do we really need to know this? What could we do with what you're trying to have us learn? And Ms. Lumbreras found an expert, a scientist, I believe on Skype in the classroom.com, and she did a Google Hangout with a scientist who explained what he does and how he uses the biology that she was trying to teach her students. It was very, very interesting, very engaging for her students, and they had a new understanding of where the content might go that she was trying to get them to learn. Heather Fuller at Granbury High School is an expert at connected opportunities. She uses social media. Most recently, she connected her students with the son of the man who was the subject of the book Unbroken. And it was not only very engaging, but it was very moving and inspirational to our students. And all of that comes about because of the technology that we have available to us in Granbury ISD. Don't forget about the simple act of writing about the work your students are doing, having them write about their work. If they're blogging and writing for an audience other than you, their work will inherently be better. They can tweet about their work. They can read what other people are saying about the topic that they're studying or the project they're working on. And Twitter is always a good place for students to just listen and learn and see what other people are saying. And again, they can also participate and offer their own opinions and information if they have that resource available. Virtual field trips are always a good way to engage your students, and because we have some technology that will connect you to places like SeaWorld, the Smithsonian, other experts or organizations that you might know that are specific to your content area, almost all of them have an opportunity to connect with people that are working with their content areas. A simple way for you to connect your class and your students to others is to have a connected project with another class. Our American Sign Language students have had an ongoing project with some of our elementary classes, learning and teaching sign language. And case in point, these students who are learning American Sign Language at the high school then in turn are teaching the younger students. And we all know that once you teach something, it sticks with you and you learn it at a different level. Don't forget also that meetings and discussions among your colleagues can happen because of the technology available to you. We have teachers who are meeting across the district and not having to travel to get together. They're doing Google Hangouts. And trying to maximize the use of their time. We also have had examples of times when teachers are connecting their former students with their current classes, just to say, here is how I'm using what I learned in your class. So that's a kind of a meaningful way to give your students a new perspective. Here's something I want you to think about. If students are sharing their work with the world, they want it to be good. If they're just sharing it with you, they want it to be good enough. That is reason number one for you to give your students a broader audience and allow them to share their work outside your classroom. We said earlier in the class that becoming a connected educator is the most impactful thing you can do in your career. It will impact your students. There's no way in this world, in this day and time, that we can be a resource that is as big and wide as the ones that we can find in the world around us.